Thanks for that, Amy. First, though, it's the headlines. David, what have you got for us?
Sale of the century, Woolworths. Now,
You going to buy it?
I'd like to. No, I wouldn't like to, actually, because although it's been there all my life, all our lives, actually, hasn't it? And it's a store that you sort of tend to, as you can't walk past, you tend to look in and go find a plug or something.
I couldn't walk past it because my dad was working in them. That's how what he did for a living.
I got actually caught for nicking sweets out or toys out of there once, I think, when I was about 6 or something like that. But
that's probably what brought the company to its knees. Well, it's like that butterfly effect. You nicked a pick-and-mix, and that had a knock-on effect, and a knock-on effect, and a knock-on effect, and now 25,000 people lose their jobs.
Well, look, the thing is...
It's not fun, is it?
Real Mr. Nasty, eh? OK. Bring back Simon Cowell.
To be fair, I bought my first ever dollar single from a Woolworths.
Are you mad admitting this on TV?
No,
What's going on? Are you crazy?
Because they've got those great big bargain bins where everything's knocked
There, I got flat. Yeah, I walked into that, didn't I? Like a right cross from Mike Tyson. But actually, Matthew, you got Who We Were in the Moon.
Yeah, I did. I got it on picture disc.
Picture disc, yeah. But we won't hold that against you.
But the younger people, I'll explain later, but it's a disc with a picture print on it, and then 2 transparent halves of a record stuck on either side. So it's like a sort of... Sorry, what's... A record...
It's a picture disc.
Anyway, it's great. But
it's recorded. You can play them.
Yeah.
Anyway, of course, I'm not surprised in some ways about Woolworths because I didn't know how it got it. There was such a mishmash of stuff in there that I thought, and what with some other big DIY stores opening, I think it lost its place.
The question has got to be, would anybody want to buy it? Because having said what you've just said, which is, there's not many of those left. Most of the stores have
gone. One thing that Woolworths is really good for is toys and things. It's in city centres selling all the big brand toys. So if you haven't got a car and you can't go to Toys R Us and you can't go to all the great big... For kids, you're pushing a buggy after school, it was where you spend your pocket money.
But do you think, if you were a businessman, would you want to buy a store that everybody says has kind of lost its way, that you can buy everything that Woolworths... No.
No, I don't think
They're going to sell off the sites, aren't they?
So I think it is bad news for an awful lot of people who...
My kids are weeping.
Yeah?
No more Ben 10 Omnitrixes on the way home or anything. No, the kids across the nation are really upset by them.
Well, of course, people are losing their jobs as well, and it's just before Christmas, an awful time for them. So, next. Foreign holidays?
Yeah. Foreign holidays, yeah.
Well, yeah, I was out in Spain just before I came on here last time, and I've got a place there. And I was noticing how, the pound wasn't going too far, and actually their prices aren't that different to ours now out there. So this is a big shot for a lot of...
€1 is 87p.
Ridiculous. And I was saying, is this like the... going to be the start of somebody are we going to join the euro now?
Well, that's one of the
things. Is what it's
Gordon
all
Brown
about?
Gordon Brown has said a definite no to the pound, but I mean, the warning from the Daily Mail there is if you're going away on holiday to the EU this Christmas, expect to be paying through the nose.
I'm thinking about holidaying in this country this year, and I think a lot of people will.
The rest of Europe.
Yeah,
I mean, they must look at us as...
I just say, I holidayed in this country this year, and I will do anything I can to avoid making that mistake again.
Did it rain?
It did.
Oh, of course, the sun is king, isn't it? The weather, with these foreign holidays.
One more from you.
And, of course, Robbie, I want to rejoin Take That.
Get away.
Yeah, well, I don't know what he's done with his £80 million, but I'll tell you something. I used to be in a group before Dollar called Guys and Dolls, 3 guys and 3 girls, got thrown out of it, and went on and had a look...
Why was that,
a long story. Voted off. And, of course, there's a long story, but... and, of course, and was a bit bitter about it, of course. And then, of course, the first record I made as Dollar, with the girl, Teresa, from Guys and Dolls as well, we had a hit. And very shortly afterwards, all that business sort of went, because we'd found newfound success. And he had an awful time with the rest of the gang for a while, and Gary sort of ruled the roost, and so he left.
They wanted him to come back for a while. They asked him.
Well,
he said no.
No, but that
was horrible.
No, but
they don't need him now, do they?
No, but that was 2 years ago when they needed him, probably. Yeah. And so I think he's just buried the hatchet. He probably... I mean, I must say, looking back at Guys and Dolls, I thought it was one of the best acts I've ever been in, looking back, in a performance level. So maybe he just wants to get back to performing with his mates.
I don't believe a word of it. That's
Gary Barlow. Isn't it weird how Gary Barlow has got good looking and looks about 10 years
dance,
younger?
Though, can he?
He can sing, though. He's become a real heartthrob.
It's like watching Wood.
If you were Gary Barlow, would you have Robbie back?
No.
You would dream of it, would you?
OK, well, there we go. We've dealt with that story. Robbie wants to come back, but we very much suspect he won't. Well done, David. Nice one. What have we got, Larry?
Robbie, stay where you are. OK. In the £7 million house he's just bought as well. I don't think he needs the money.
Very nice. Now,